Brody Jenner and Kaitlynn Carter are officially a married couple. Shortly before they got married, Brody and Kaitlynn sat down with us to tell us exclusive details about this amazing, exotic, beautiful wedding.
I'm just really excited to be there and have our friends and family together in this special place.
Celebrating us spending the rest of our lives together.
Brody Jenner is something of a reality TV fixture. Audiences first got to know him in 2005 when he starred on the show Princes of Malibu with his brother Brandon, their mom Linda Thompson, and their then stepfather, producer David Foster.
You can go ahead and just put on the account, it's fine.
Your dad called and said that there's no more account for you.
No, he didn't.
No, seriously, he didn't.
All right, who's coughing up? Who's coughing up $700?
Later, he was one of the heartthrobs on The Hills.
Your eyes look very beautiful. They do?
Thank you.
Look very bluish.
And of course, his father is Kaitlyn Jenner, which makes him an ex-stepbrother to the Kardashian clan.
You weren't around, I was a kid, and it's like,
Now's not the time to talk about it.
Kaitlynn Carter is one of the fastest growing influencers out there.
So right now we're applying MAC Chroma Cake.
She has a huge social media presence. She's big into fashion and she has her own blog. So she's really kind of a lifestyle expert at this point.
We first met in 2013. Brody actually didn't remember that we met that night. We re-met 6 months later at a Halloween party. I ended up with his costume paint all over my face by the end of the night.
why is that? Why is that? I wonder.
What do you mean?
I knew what I wanted. I was going after, you know. I mean, she's an amazing girl, and I remember when we first met, one of the first things I did when I put her number in my phone is I put her in as Kaitlynn Smart. And actually, for the first 2 years of our relationship, I had her in as just smart. I mean, she's beyond intelligent, sweet. You know what was cool too is that when we first met, she didn't live in LA. So it was kind of like a little bit of a long distance thing. She was out in Boston and traveling around. So that kind of makes it exciting in the beginning, you know, when you don't get to see each other all the time and you're excited to see each other. And so that was cool. And eventually it was just kind of like, what are we doing? Why don't you move out here and let's give this a try. I was not ever really big into marriage, but ultimately, I think that when you find somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with and you love, and you kind of change your views a little bit, you know, when you really find somebody that you're in love with. So with that, after about 2.5 years, I know she really wanted to get married, and I was like, well, you know what, I can get married. I can marry you. I did it, went out and went ring shopping.
When it came to Brody's proposal, he realized there's really no better place for him to ask Kaitlynn to marry him than at Nihi Sumba resort, not far from the coast of Bali.
It's this incredible, the villas were just so beautiful, and it's totally, the whole island is completely untouched. There's no development there aside from this resort, and even the resort's an eco resort.
We had this little area that I wanted to get down on one knee, candles and all this champagne too. And I got down on one knee.
Yes, and they had written in flowers in the sand, "Will you marry me?"
Yes, Brody. Oh yeah, that's right. That's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
And I took the sandy knee.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually there celebrating Kaitlynn's parents' 30th wedding anniversary, and Brody's mom flew out for the occasion. And it was while they were all there that they began to realize that maybe this was the spot where they should get married.
They just do these really special moments when you're staying there at the resort, and I was like, we don't need anything more than this for our wedding. If they can just do exactly what they usually do, and we're in this special place, then that would be perfect. And because it was so much further away, fewer people could go, and so we didn't need as big a place, which is also good because I'm a little shy and I kind of wanted it to be an intimate thing anyway. So yeah, that's how we ended up at Nihi, and I'm really, really glad we did now.
I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna get emotional.
Aww.
I must say, a little bit nervous of that. Hopefully I don't get emotional, but if I do, it's okay.
I kind of hope you do.
Oh,
It'd be sweet. People like when you get emotional. It was just fun to have a bridal shower that wasn't just sitting around opening presents and like awkwardly, you know, having everyone look at you. So we actually, so we were betting on races, and then we did a tour of the track, and we went and visited some of the horses, and then we went into this speakeasy at the track, which was really cool. We had champagne waiting for all of us, which was so nice. And then Kaitlynn made a speech, which I was not anticipating, and I don't think anyone was. She just sort of like all of a sudden everybody's attention.
Ding, 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 ding.
It was sweet though. She talked about when we first met, how she knew her name was Kaitlynn, but I didn't yet know that her name was going to be Kaitlynn. So that was interesting and kind of sweet. It was sweet to hear from her perspective.
Brody's dad, Kaitlynn, ended up not attending the wedding after all, citing work and charity commitments. But she did say she's planning to throw a party for the newlyweds back in California. Brody and Kaitlynn really wanted to keep things small and intimate, so there were only about 50 guests overall, just closest friends and family. In fact, their wedding party was only 2 people. Brody chose his brother Brandon as best man. Kaitlynn chose her sister Lindsay as matron of honor.
I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna get emotional. I must say, a little bit nervous of that. Hopefully I don't get emotional, but if I do, it's okay.
I kind of hope you do.
Oh,
It'd be sweet. People like when you get emotional. The ceremony itself takes place on a cliff in a yard. It's like a yard, a grassy area on a cliff overlooking the ocean, surrounded by rice fields. It's really picturesque.
What I'm very excited to see on that day is her in her wedding dress. I'm excited. I'm sure she's gonna look incredible.
She found an amazing designer, Bo and Luca from Australia.
Their designer, Shannon Pittman, and I worked together to create 2 dresses, actually one for the ceremony, one for the reception. I just wanted something that was like sort of understated and classic, but a little bit bohemian because we're on the island.
Brody's suit was one of the coolest things about the wedding.
It's done by Stitched. It's a really killer company. They made me this incredible tan linen. Is it linen? It's linen, right? Is it?
It was going to be linen, and they decided to make it out of
It's
a really
unbelievable.
delicate
They put the
wool.
inseam of the jacket,
really
and
fun,
all the
light wool.
insides, like all pictures of Kaitlynn and I from all of our,
Yeah.
like our relationship, and they put it. I mean, it's like it's incredible. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it has like a silk lining.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane.
printed with photos of us.
The reception and the decor of the reception was really Kaitlynn's baby from the start.
The reception is a sort of jungle feast theme. The reception table was like the one thing that I did take my time to like really think through and design. And the table's just gonna be one long table that runs through beneath all the canopy. And they'll have, you know, flowers hanging from above and like lights above. And then they're using a lot of the local like greenery to decorate the table and coconuts. Our dinner is actually a traditional Sumbinese meal for the most part. It's a coconut rice dish that will have fresh fish and then a sambal sauce. It's all like local dishes that will be prepared by the resort's chef.
When it came to the cake, instead of having a traditional wedding cake, Kaitlynn really wanted to honor the tropical and exotic setting of Nihi Sumba.
The idea has like the outside of a pineapple, like the skin of a pineapple wrapped around the outside of the cake in different layers. And it just looks so cool. It's like this really funky layer cake, and it felt like the perfect thing for the theme.
When it came to favors for the guests, in lieu of any traditional sort of favor, Kaitlynn and Brody did something that was near and dear to their heart. In honor of every guest, they gave a donation to the Sumba Foundation.
They do so much for the island. Like they've eradicated so much malaria from the island, and like provided these giant water tanks to all the different villages.
Yeah,
and,
water's a massive problem over there.
Water
Massive.
and like mosquito nets, and they have clinics to treat malaria over there now, and also clinics to provide ultrasounds for pregnant women. And I think all of our guests will appreciate like being able to give back in that little way, like by the time they leave the resort. So.
Now that they're husband and wife, Kaitlynn and Brody are off to a mini honeymoon in the beautiful Maldives Islands. Later on, Brody and Kaitlynn will take their real honeymoon, which is a trip to Africa where they'll go on safari.
Brody and Kaitlynn are so excited for what the future holds. And of course, they do have hopes to start a family someday. But right now, they're just excited to begin their future as husband and wife.
It's hard to really explain exactly what it is about it that I think will be so special, but I just like the idea of being able to say that we're married.
Hopefully not too much changes, I'm looking forward to just, spending the rest of my life and kind of living the life that we've already lived together, but being married and having the ring and having the commitment and yeah, I'm excited for it all.